I came by this podcast, and you would learn so much. I want you to listen to this lady as she explains her story.
Says more about them than it does to me.
How does it make you feel, though? And I want you to be really honest here. How does it make you feel?
I think, okay, like, I'm going to be completely honest.
Please.
I think it's one thing to be judged and it's another thing to be judged as a woman. Okay, so why is it that when you see a handsome man, you don't come to a conclusion that he only got what he got because he's handsome? Why is it as a woman, I have to justify myself more? I have to explain myself more all the time. It's draining.
So this is something that everybody deals with in some other ways, right? You could either be black, white, immigrant, woman or man. This is every day we have to prove ourselves, depending on if you're a woman, depending on the color of your skin and stuff like that. These are challenges that people go through on a day-to-day basis, right? Whilst some other people don't have to prove themselves so much because given the color of their skin and the rest of that kind of stuff. But listen to this lady as she breaks this down so you'd have a better understanding of how to handle yourself, when you find yourselves in situations like this. So listen to her.
I shouldn't have to explain myself. My face, my body, all of this stuff, it's just external, And I think that, can I swear on this?
Of course you can.
I was like, can I swear?
So again, just to give you a context, this is a lady that has built her own business. She's very successful. And by the way, this is the diary of the CEO. You might want to go and check this channel out and see what this guy's been doing. Very phenomenal work, So you'll see some of the guests that he brings to his platform, and they talk about diverse issues, every kind of issue that you want to, they have it on this platform. So, but he's picking with this lady. She's very, intelligent. She's very successful in her business, the line of work that she does. So she's talking about how she, was able to, breach through the barriers that would have otherwise stopped her from achieving her desires. But listen to her.
I swear on my YouTube all the time. Some people get offended. And I'm like, listen, this is who I am.
Listen to something else.
Yeah. No, it pisses me off. It pisses me off. But at the same time, it's like it feeds me.
Right.
It feeds me, like piss me off even more because that's how.
So what she's saying here, when people look down on her or when people start to judge her because she's a woman and make judgments about her, how she handles those situations, that's what she's talking about here. Of course, she gets pissed off, but that's like the fuel that she needs when people tell her that she, question her, judge her, for what she's doing, how she got to where she's at, those kinds of things, So even though it infuriates her, but she uses that as the fuel that she needs to push through. So listen to this.
How I thrive. You saying to me, I can't do something. You saying to me that I only got there because of this and that. It pushes me more to achieve more. And it's their problem, not mine, I guess.
And that should be the spirit that you should have, right? Because people are going to do what they want to do, say what they want to say about you, but don't let them bring you down. Keep doing what you do. Stay focused, stay on your grind. That's what she's talking about here. That's how she got to where she's at today. Believe in what you're doing, okay? If you have a vision, you have a dream, get to it. People are going to question it. People are going to ask you questions, this and that, but keep going. This is for every one of us. I'm sure we've all been through situations where we need something like this.
There's a lot of, let's just for a second imagine that judgment of you was correct and that you'd got here because you were pretty or whatever, or you have a great physique or whatever it was. What would they be missing? What is the truth? Why did you get here? Because there are lots of very pretty people out there, right?
Yeah.
But for some reason you made it here. And I've seen your businesses. I've looked into them. You have pretty phenomenal businesses and you're running big teams of people in big offices. So like there's two kind of thoughts to this, but I think the central question that I'm trying to get an answer for myself is, what is it about Chrissy that differentiated you, your approach, your message, and the way that you connect with people from all of these other people that are trying to do what you're doing?
Let's listen in on this. He's asked a very great question. Let's see how she answers this and how she got through to get to where she's at today. Listen to this.
I think, in all honesty, if I'm answering that question from a personal perspective, I've always been 100% honest and transparent with who I am. You're not going to find a hidden secret or some nasty surprise. Like, this is who I am.
Right. So she's saying, you're not going to find anything suspicious about me. I'm going to be me. I'm going to be true to myself. And that's the thing. A lot of us just have to be true to ourselves. That's what she's saying. That's like the first, mantra, right? Be true to yourself. Don't give a fake life. Don't give people another impression of you when you're not that person. Be you. Stand for what you believe in. Okay. Listen to it.
You literally either take it or you leave it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to try and be anything else to fit in for anybody else,
Right.
And for me, when I started my fitness journey, when I, moved countries to England, I never felt like I had a sense of home. I never felt like anybody understood me. So to be blessed with a platform where I can build a community and bring women together globally, this goes beyond me. This is about bringing women together that have been abused, that have had, mental disorders, eating disorders, such bad things you couldn't even imagine what women have gone through and have told me.
So she is, as you can see here, a very strong advocate for women, right? So most of her businesses are centered around women, and she's telling you how she got there. Listen to it.
Bring them all together and to create this tribe, that for me is like, I think that's what people see.
Yeah.
And I think that's what people believe I want to do, because I genuinely do want to do that. And
one of the things that, sorry to interrupt there, but I really wanted to, one of the things you said was about you being yourself. And I asked you that question actually with a bit of a preconceived idea of what the answer would be. And when I watch you on Instagram, the feel that I get from you versus pretty much everybody else, other than one other person, I've got to be honest, and he's sat in this chair and he's actually coming back, is Joe Wicks.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I met Joe Wicks, he is the guy you meet off air or whatever, is the same guy. And he's so fucking genuine. And all he cares about is like genuinely helping people. But the reason I said to Joe, I think the reason you're so successful is because you are yourself and you will share it all. And when I was watching you on Instagram and watching some of your videos, you cater to the 99% of people's lives, which is the real shit.
Yeah.
I saw your video this week you did on your story, you waking up and you saying, listen, I don't want to wake up today. And most people don't admit that because, a lack of perfection is sometimes perceived as weakness. So I wondered how.
He's asking a great question here because this lady has an Instagram account and I'm yet to see the Instagram account to see what it's like. But of course, she's very real in her Instagram page. That is what he's saying now, that you are very real. The things you talk about on your Instagram, it's what I saw on Instagram is the same person when you're in front of me. And that is the image you want to project to people out there, right? What you are in real life is what you should project to people. You are who you are. Don't make it, don't change it don't try to, because these days we see people take all these photos and, pictures and they over processed, and then you see them in real life and you're not impressed because they have these photos that they've taken. It's so over processed, their skin tone and this and that and all of that. And then you meet them in real life, you're like, whoa, all that, So that's what he's asking here. But let's see what he's saying.
How that resonated with you in terms of the importance of your success originating from Chrissy being her truest self.
Yeah, you can only be the best version of yourself, right? And I think if you start trying to be something else, soon enough it will come out, or you'll start to fall through the cracks, or it will slip. Something will slip. And you can only uphold that image and, that presence for so long before it really just fucks up.
Right.
So the only thing you can do is be the best version of yourself. Absolutely. And this is what I tell people all the time. It's never been about other people's perceptions of you. It's always been what you think about yourself.
Right.
And if you truly, truly believe in yourself, you won't want to be anybody else. You won't want to be fake. You wouldn't want to be trying to please everyone. My job isn't to please everyone.
Were you always at that point?
No.
You hear that? Your job is not to please everybody because you can never please everybody. Remember that. That is not your job. Keep doing what you do. Stay true to yourself because you would never please everybody. Remember that.
Tell me about that.
Oh my God, no. I remember when I was in a relationship, I was 16 years old. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to marry this person. I'm so in love. Like, this is it. And then he cheated on me. And I was like, oh shit, boy. This is not it.
What's his name?
No, he does not deserve the airtime. I'll tell you that much. But I was heartbroken and I was trying so hard to please this person. You know, I was trying so hard, even in school. I know it sounds petty, but I was trying so hard to fit in all the time.
And a lot of your kids, especially for parents, your kids are going through this because we live in an age and time where everybody wants to wear expensive shoes, the expensive jacket. And so if your child is not wearing the jacket of the day or the shoes of the day or the pants of the day, then it's like they don't fit in. And that's what I tell my kids all the time. Like, okay, I'm only giving you some of these things, not because I want you to be that person, but just so you could focus in class and know that, okay, your parents can afford these things as well to give it to you, but that's not the goal. Our goal is to send you to school so you can get educated, you know, and you don't have to wear these things because other people wear them. Matter of fact, you can have your own style and people can copy from you instead of you trying to copy the styles of other people, you know. So this is the reality that's facing our kids every now and again. Let's listen to her.
All the time. I remember, like, this is not cute on my end, I'm gonna be honest with you. I remember being at school, and I'm foreign, okay? Like, I'm Mediterranean, we're hairy, okay? And I had
So she's Mediterranean. Let's see. Well, she's talking about, you know, our early days when they moved to the United Kingdom, because that's where she's at in the UK. And so I experienced this in school. And you can tell that she's really who she says she is. Just from looking at this, you could already see the sense of sincerity, the honesty in how she's expressing herself and sharing her stories. So that's her. That's who she is. You can tell she's very authentic, and I love it. So you can feel the energy. You can feel the vibe when somebody's real. And listen to the story.
I had a mustache, and the girls used to rip me for it. And I was so sad. I was like, oh my God, why am I not like these pretty English girls? Like, I don't understand. Like, I used to feel so shitty about myself, constantly trying to like fit in. And then when I got cheated on, I was like, oh my God, it must be because I'm not pretty enough. It must be because I'm not sexy enough. Fuck that. That's draining.
Man,
what do you mean I constantly have to be something else for someone else? I'm never going to be happy. And I wasn't happy for such a long time.
Wow.
So yeah, I just fully like exposed my mustache story there.
Oh, that's fine. So let's take us from mustache to self-confidence. What was that?
Yeah. That's beautiful. That's a nice story that she tells. But like I said, again, she gives you who she is. You see the authenticity in the story, and you can really feel the vibe, right? But let's see now. Bartlett here is switching from mustache story to self-confidence. How you build your self-confidence. Let's listen to this.
That journey, and what changed your self-esteem and your self-confidence? What helped you get that confidence in yourself?
I think for me, it was...
Can we just, I think that should be the podcast title, Mustache.
No, seriously, even Sarah doesn't know that. I used to have guys, I'm going to be honest with you, okay? Like, I don't give a fuck. I had a mustache growing up, okay? And all the girls used to rip me the fuck up. They used to be like, you're man, you're boy. Like, honestly, bitchy shit, man. And I ate my school dinner for 6 months in a toilet. Because I didn't have any friends.
Wow.
Do you think that experience is part of the reason you are who you are today?
100%. Like, honestly.
And that's true. Sometimes it's experiences. That's what shapes our lives, you know, and that is what she's talking about in this story right here. So let's listen in.
See, it's pretty impossible to break me. And when you've broken me, understand that you've really like broken me down, because it takes a lot now.
Was that, we talk about the mustache thing as if it was this sort of trivial thing, but I'm guessing what you're saying is you were bullied in school.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's not like I was constantly bullied. Like, I think, I don't know, a lot of us go through awkward stages in school, trying to make friends, trying to be with a cool gang, trying to do this, trying to do that. Then you almost become like mean as well, because you're so hurt by everybody else that you only, yeah. So I think, you know, like, I remember walking into sixth form one time, and a lot of personal things happened in my life, and no one wanted to be around me at that point. And
I hope this is going to bless some girl out there, you know, some boy out there who's listening to this. You know, if you're a parent, share this with your son, your daughters, you know, let them listen to this story so they know that they're not the first and they will not be the last. All right. And they should cope and be able to cope through those situations if they find themselves in situations like this. So listen to this, you know, young lady speaking on this issue.
And I just hated everyone around me, and I was full of anger, constant anger and hate. you know, and I didn't want to be that person anymore, especially after being cheated on. I didn't want to be that person anymore. And I remember being on the train one day, because I used to work in Potter's Bar at the time, in this little men's boutique, like retail shop. And I was coming back home, and I remember like the penny dropped, and I was like, I can try so hard to be sexy and cool and all this stuff for other people, but I'm not doing anything for myself. And that's where the quote, "do this for you," comes from. Because I signed up to the gym that day, and then I walked straight back out and didn't go back for 2 months. I'm not going to lie to you. I signed up and I was like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. I know what to do.
Yeah, a lot of people do that New Year's resolution, right? Sign up for the gym and don't go back. It's just one time and that's it. They don't go back for another month or two. That's what she's saying here. But anyways.
Signed up, didn't come back for 2 months. I was like, fuck that shit. I ain't going back. I don't know what to do.
Why didn't you go?
Because I was scared. I was like, who do you think you are, Chrissy? Trying to be like a fitness girl. You don't know what you're doing. You know, this was like 6 years ago. You don't know what you're doing. Go back home, relax. All right, relax, chill. Go to work, study, relax.
At some point you must have changed your mind.
Yeah, I did. And
evidently.
I did. And I was like, okay, no, I need to do this. Like, what am I doing? I'm so lethargic. I'm tired all the time. I'm not strong. I was never like overweight or underweight. I was just tired all the time and drained, especially mentally.
Yeah.
So when I got into the gym, I remember looking at the leg press machine and I was like, what is this transformer? I don't know what the fuck to do with this machine.
I'm sorry for the language there.
Everybody else around me seemed to kind of know what to do. And then there was like men there and the women were on the cardio machines and the men were at the weights. I didn't care about the cardio machine. I was so intrigued by the weights. I was like, what? Why do men go there? What is it about men that go there and women go there? I want to go there.
Again, remember, we're talking about building your self-confidence, right? Focus on the message. Building your self-confidence. Just getting there. We're getting there.
And I didn't know how to use weights. I didn't know what I was doing. I was training. I didn't have anything. Like no one was on Instagram at the time. No one was teaching the way. Social media has literally opened up a book full of information and free content. And I didn't have that at the time I started, you know? I didn't know what I was doing.
So how did you?
I learned.
You learned.
I just learned. I just was like, you know what? I'm just going to do this. And I kind of got addicted to the feeling of how completing a workout made me feel. And I started going again and again, and I started learning because...
What was it doing for you going?
It was giving me my therapy.
Therapy from what?
From life. From my reality. Okay. From the...
So she's talking about going to the gym, how that built her up, you know, not just physically, right? But internally as well. Who she is today, basically, right? Going to the gym, starting, exercising.
The fact that I was so depressed with who I was and so angry at the world and everything the world had done to me. And the only time I felt like I could escape was at the gym, which is so crazy. Because the gym is like a chore for people. It's like, oh, I've got to fucking train today. But I went there and I escaped. It was therapy. And no one could take that feeling away from me. Not an ex-boyfriend that cheated on me, not a mean girl at school, not a horrible boss, no one.
Isn't it funny that so much of, you know, when you speak to people that have achieved great things, it all seems to have been sparked by like an earlier catalyst of being bullied or feeling insecure or inadequate.
Yeah, a lot of times the things we go through is what gives us that, you know, extra oomph to believe in ourselves and know that, hey, I want to prove these people wrong. That's basically what it is. And she's telling you that when she starts going to the gym, basically that just transformed everything for her. She wanted to be at the gym every day, regardless of what it is. You know, when others feel like they want to run away from the gym, she wants to be there. Nobody could take that away from her. You sense that she's building that self-confidence, you know?
Some way. I see the same in myself. The reason why I am successful, without a shadow of a doubt, is because the feeling of being broke and being inadequate in the area that I lived in and having all the windows on my house smashed for a decade and the grass being 6 foot high but living in around all of these white people, 0 black people at my school other than my brother and my other brother, that feeling of inadequacy put pressure on me for like 15, 16 years. And so my obsession, as I wrote in my diary at 18, was I'm going to have £1 million before I'm 25. I'm going to have a Range Rover is going to be my first car, right? Couldn't even drive.
Do you know, it's so funny.
So Bartlett here is actually going through his motivation. What gave him the motivation that he needed to, set these goals for himself, because he was going through the same things while he was at school, right? And living in this area that is so deranged, crime reading somewhat in a way, right? And he made all these goals for himself, that he wants to be a millionaire by the age of 25. He wants to move out of this area. And but anyways, beautiful stories like this. I just hope somebody's getting inspired. Listen to this, because we all need this right now.
I did the same.
Right.
I swear. And it's so funny you say you was the only black man in your school, because I was the only foreign guy on mine.
I was trying to contend with this whole idea of having curly hair. I was like, I started relaxing it when I was 12 so it'd be straight. And I look back and I think, if I hadn't have gone through that in the way that I had,
you wouldn't be where you are today.
Not a fucking shadow of a doubt. And it's like that pressure releases at some point
100%.
In different ways. I could have.
Yeah. So you see what you're saying here? Like the things you go through in the early parts of your life, shapes your future basically. And so some of the challenges that he had to go into school, how he tried to fit in, all of that is what builds the resilience and the strength and the determination for them to succeed and make something out of themselves in life because of our environment. And we all see this every day. A lot of us from Africa as well, it's the same thing. You have this drive, you have this motivation because you've seen poverty and you want to break through. So you're going to do everything you could, to lift yourself out of that poverty and maybe be the first person to take care of your family, because every family is going to have that one person that God would have ordained, or God has ordained to take care of them and get them out of misery and suffering and pain and hardship, right? That one person who's going to build other members of the family. So the pressure is not just on him, but once he builds other members of the family, then they can go out and be able to take care of other members of the family. So the wealth moves along, because there's always that one person. So that's the story they're sharing here, how you build your self-confidence. Listen to this.
I've ended up in prison.
Yeah.
Right? My best friend said to me at 18, he said, Steve, and I remember where I stood when he said it. He said, you're either going to be a millionaire.
Beautiful. He's talking about a friend who, gave him the motivation that he needed. Let's listen to this. This sounds very interesting.
Or you're going to be in prison. And it hit me like a ton of bricks, because he was telling the truth. I cared so much about escaping from that pressure and from that life that it was going to channel itself into something. So tell me about your diary. What did you write in your diary?
Oh God. I remember, it's so funny, right? I remember I wrote down, and I will never ever forget, I wrote down, I'm going to be someone one day. I wrote that down. And then I remember, you have Blackberries.
Yeah.
All right. Back in the day. And I used to write in my Blackberry. And I just believed it. And anyway, when I went to the gym and kind of figured it out along the way, I fell in love with someone at the gym that I was going. He's now my ex-fiance, by the way, everyone. We're no longer together. But he is a very important person in this story, because when I met him, I was at rock bottom, but I was also trying to find my feet, and I was becoming more confident in myself. And that confidence did grow and attract the person that I was supposed to be with at the time, right? Because I do believe your vibe and energy attract the people that you have around you, right?
Right.
And I remember he was driving me to work one day because I was waitressing. And I looked at him and I said, I don't know why I started Instagram at this point. Had like 50,000 followers. I started Instagram. In all honesty, I started it just to see how I looked doing exercises, and Holly would record me. And I was like, oh my God, look, I'm going to break my back. I don't know what I'm doing. I need to fix my form. But somehow people started loving it. And anyway, he was driving me to work, and I go, Jack, I don't know why, but I feel like we're going to achieve something by helping women. And do you know what he said to me? He goes, yeah, whatever, man. You get to work, I'll come pick you up. I was like, no, I feel it. And I started crying, streams of tears.
You see, so that's the thing. Sometimes you tell people your vision, you tell people your dream and your aspirations, and they just, man, what are you talking about, right? But she believed in what she believed in. She believed in it, and that's why she's successful today. So this is awesome. This is awesome.
He was like, what's wrong with you? I was like, no, I believe it. I don't know what it is. It's this feeling I can't explain. Never had that feeling before. And here we are today.
What do you think that feeling was?
Belief.
Where did that belief come from?
Me. I just believed in me so much that no one, not even, the person I was with, could sway me another way.
Beautiful story, guys. But like I said again, this is, I just want to share with you diary from the CEO, Stephen Bartlett, based in the United Kingdom. Great stories. You might want to check out his channel, but it's phenomenal. I hope somebody's blessed by this. And if you have no confidence in yourself, believe in yourself, go for what you believe in, and you'll be all right. Okay? All right.